Stop scrolling for a moment, because what I am about to share is one of the most powerful teachings preserved from ancient Egypt about the soul's journey, divine resurrection, and spiritual alignment with cosmic law. I have been studying passages from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and what continues to astonish me is how deeply these teachings understood consciousness, transformation, and the relationship between the human soul and the celestial order. These were not simply prayers for the dead. They were initiatory formulas, living teachings about how the soul moves through darkness, rises through light, and becomes aligned with divine intelligence. In this particular passage, we are reading the words spoken for Osiris Ani, the scribe, who is repeatedly described as triumphant. That word is everything. It tells us that the soul is not being portrayed as defeated by death, fear, or shadow, but as victorious through initiation. The soul is being restored into harmony with the cosmic forces represented by Ra, Horus, Thoth, and Ma'at. The text begins by speaking of the soul being joined with the souls in Tassertet and journeying into Sekhet Aru, the field of reeds. In ancient Egyptian spirituality, this was not merely an afterlife location. It symbolized a perfected state of consciousness, a prosperous and harmonious field where the soul enters after purification and right alignment. This is why the text says the journey is prosperous and happy. It is describing the soul's return to spiritual order. Then the passage moves into celestial ascent. It says the soul shall come forth into heaven, pass over the sky, and be joined unto the starry deities. This is such an extraordinary piece of symbolism, because it reveals that the ancients saw the soul as fundamentally cosmic in nature. The soul is not separate from the heavens. It rises back into them. It rejoins the intelligence of the stars, the planets, and the divine forces that govern life. This next section is one of my favorite parts. The text says that praises shall be offered, hymns shall be sung in the boat, and the soul shall behold Ra within his shrine. Here we are entering the mystery of the solar bark, the sacred boat of Ra that travels across the heavens each day and through the underworld each night. This is a profound initiatory image. It is the cycle of death and rebirth. Every night the light descends into darkness, and every dawn it is reborn. That is why this teaching is still so relevant to us now. Spiritually, many people are moving through their own underworld cycles, emotional heaviness, endings, shadow work, loss, identity death. The ancient Egyptians understood that darkness is not the end. It is the chamber of transformation before resurrection. The text continues by saying that the soul shall see the antfish spring forth in the waters of turquoise and the abtu fish in his hour. These images are not random. Water in ancient mystery traditions often represents the subconscious, the hidden realms, the deep psychic field. The fish rising from turquoise waters can be understood as insight emerging from the unseen depths of the soul. Then the passage shifts into protection. It speaks of the evil one falling when he lays a snare to destroy, and that the joints of his neck and back be cut in sunder. This is powerful symbolic language. It is not about violence in a literal sense. It is about the breaking of hostile forces, illusions, inner enemies, and destructive patterns that attempt to bind the soul. In modern spiritual terms, this speaks to the breaking of energetic cords, fear structures, limiting beliefs, and anything that keeps the soul from ascending into its rightful power. Then comes the image of Ra sailing with a fair wind and the Sekhet boat drawing near to port. The mariners rejoice. The heart of Net-Ankh is glad because the enemy has fallen. This is the soul arriving safely through the storm. It is the image of spiritual navigation. I want you to really sit with that. The ancients constantly used ships, boats, winds, and celestial movement as metaphors for consciousness itself. Your life journey is a vessel. Your thoughts are winds. Your soul is navigating toward a deeper truth. The passage then invokes Horus, Thoth, and Ma'at. This is profoundly significant. Horus represents divine vision, sovereignty, and awakened sight. Thoth represents wisdom, sacred knowledge, and divine language. Ma'at represents truth, cosmic balance, justice, and right order. This means the soul is not resurrected through emotion alone. It is resurrected through truth, wisdom, and alignment. Then the hymn to Ra becomes even more luminous. It speaks of Ra as hawk-headed, seated in the solar bark, crowned with the disk of life. Ani stands before him with both hands raised in adoration. This is the archetype of reverence before divine intelligence. Then the text declares, a hymn of praise to thee, O thou who risest like unto gold. This line is extraordinary. Gold in ancient esoteric traditions symbolizes incorruptibility, illumination, and perfected consciousness. To rise like gold is to emerge purified by fire. This is pure alchemy. The soul is refined through experience, suffering, wisdom, and inner work until what remains is something incorruptible. Then the text says, thou breathest the winds, thou drawest in the breezes. Breath here is life force. Spirit, pneuma, ruach, prana. Across traditions, breath is the invisible bridge between body and soul. This is why these teachings continue to resonate so deeply with mystical traditions today. The passage goes on to describe the body being renewed day by day, bones gathered together, members restored, and the face turned toward beautiful amenta. This is resurrection language. It is the restoration of the fragmented self, and I want to say this clearly because I know many people listening need to hear it. Sometimes spiritual awakening is the process of your fragmented pieces being gathered back together, the parts of you scattered by trauma, the parts of you buried by fear, the parts of you lost in grief. These teachings remind us that restoration is possible. Then we move into triumph. Osiris Ani, triumphant, mayest thou rise up strengthened like unto Ra day by day. This is not only a teaching about death, it is a teaching about daily rebirth. Every day you are invited to rise again. Every day you can become stronger than the version of yourself that entered the darkness. Every day the sun becomes a living symbol of your own consciousness. And finally the text closes with one of the most beautiful movements. The soul returns among the followers of Nu, the primordial waters, the cosmic source, which means after the journey through darkness, through trial, through purification, the soul returns to source. This is the ancient remembrance that we are not separate from divine intelligence. We are expressions of it, and perhaps that is why these teachings still move us thousands of years later. Because beneath all symbolism, they are speaking to the same truth many of us are living now. You are not broken. You are in initiation. You are not lost. You are in passage. You are not ending. You are becoming. If this message found you at exactly the moment you needed it, comment rebirth below so I know this ancient wisdom reached the right soul. Follow for more teachings on ancient symbolism, hermetic wisdom, and the spiritual meaning behind the mysteries that still speak to us today. And if you are moving through a deep personal transformation, repeated spiritual signs, vivid dreams, or a season of inner death and rebirth, this is the work I guide people through in my one-to-one soul sessions. Sometimes one conversation can help gather the scattered pieces back into wholeness. You do not have to walk the underworld alone.